That's so I understand. But anyway, that's showing you right there. There is the fimbriae, there's the ampulla, all this is ampulla. There's the isthmus, this narrow part of the tube. There's just kind of giving you that right there. There's the ovary, just kind of showing that part right into there. Now the uterus is an inverted pear-shaped organs. Parts such as fundus, body, cervix, and that, associated with the cervix is the cervical canal, the internal os, the external os. Now, what is the most common cause of cervical cancer? What do they say is a common cause of cervical cancer? What's it? Good job. HPV, human papillomavirus. Supposedly that is one that is a common cause of. So I understand is the main factor in cervical cancer. All right. So now, how many of you know what they look for in a Pap smear? What's one thing they look for in a Pap smear? All right. What's that called? Do you know what that's called? If the cells are abnormal, what do they call it? Does anybody know? Cervical dysplasia. Any of you ever heard of dysplasia? D-Y-S-P-L-A-S-I-A. Cervical dysplasia would indicate abnormal cells. And abnormal, does that mean they're cancer? No, not necessarily. But cervical dysplasia means we need to check this out. Cervical dysplasia means abnormal cells of the cervix, that part of the cervix. And so that's one thing that you will hear more about that term. All right, now right here, the uterus is held in position again by ligaments: frog ligament, uterosacral, the uterosacral, cardinal ligament, round ligament. Again, just ligaments. You don't need to memorize all those ligaments. Histologically, we have a cirrhosis called a perinetrium. Never talked much about that. That's part of the visceral peritoneum. It's called the perinetrium. The parts you've heard of are the myometrium. That forms the bulk of the uterine wall. Contractions of that, of course, will expel the fetus from the body of the uterus. That's the myometrium. And then, of course, there's the endometrium, composed of two layers: the stratum functionalis. The functionalis layer is shed during menstruation. All right, and so that's the stratum functionalis. And the stratum basalis is the basalis area, and I'm going to show you all that too. The basalis is a permanent layer, and I want to show you one thing. Let me see something right quick. Talking about that right here. Coming on down, I want to show you something. If I have it in this slide, okay, right here, I'm going to show you this. Let me show you. I'm going to introduce you to this real quick because it's about time to go. And I want to show you this. In the menstrual cycle, let me show you. The anterior lobe of the pituitary gland. The anterior lobe of the pituitary gland produces the hormone, the follicle-stimulating hormone. Ovary growth, follicle growth, estrogens. Follow me? Now, estrogens, as estrogen levels increase, they inhibit. Estrogen levels inhibit the follicle-stimulating hormone. The estrogens will. All right, now look. The anterior lobe of the pituitary, as the estrogens increase, inhibit this, and then the anterior lobe of the pituitary begins to produce this. Now, this guy right here, this hormone right here, is the primary hormone of ovulation. Rising LH, falling FSH, ovulation. All right, now look at this. As the LH rises, the remnant of the follicle then, is the corpus luteum, begins to produce progesterone. Progesterone now, as it builds, progesterone will hold the endometrium status quo. But this increasing progesterone is like a two-edged sword. It will, as it increases to a level, it will inhibit the anterior pituitary. All right, so as it inhibits this, it's going to stop the production of this stuff. So as that begins to stop, then decrease in LH, corpus luteum degenerates, decreasing progesterone, breakup of uterine wall, menstruation. Now here's the deal. Here's what happens. Okay, now if pregnancy does occur, see, progesterone maintains the uterine wall. If pregnancy occurs, though, if it occurs, pregnancy happens, then the human chorionic gonadotropin will begin very shortly, within a few days, weeks or a few days after a this period. The human chorionic gonadotropin, its job then, the human HCG, its job is to maintain the corpus luteum. The corpus luteum will, in other words, right here, what will happen, HCG will maintain this, so this will be continued, it will continue to be produced. If this continues, then the uterine wall stays there. It stays there. And the human HCG does that. HCG is what's in a pregnancy test. And what they look for with a urine dipstick. You dip something in a sample of urine, look for a color change, and if it colors, that indicates HCG, human chorionic gonadotropin. That hormone is absolutely necessary to maintain the myometrium, or the endometrium. So this is the way that goes. Follicle stimulation, look at this now. Anterior pituitary produces FSH, target organ is the ovary. As the follicle grows, it produces estrogens. Estrogens increase. They increase to a level, though, and they inhibit this. And the estrogen level, increase in estrogen inhibits this. The increase in estrogen also will influence the anterior pituitary to produce LH. LH then is the main hormone of ovulation. All right, LH, remnant follicle, corpus luteum. Now, who's going to maintain this? If this isn't maintained, as it increases, it's going to inhibit the anterior pituitary, decrease LH, corpus luteum degenerates, decrease in progesterone, breakup of uterine wall. If pregnancy does occur, though, then human chorionic gonadotropin will maintain all this right here. It will maintain the progesterone. And so the pregnancy can proceed. It can proceed. It's all hormonal. It's a hormonal thing, is the way that works right there. That's kind of the way it, from a hormonal standpoint, the way it works. And remember, what is shed during menstruation is the stratum functionalis. And so that's why I want to show you that. We're going to go back over this. We will go back over this for a little bit after the, we really don't lack a whole lot finishing everything up. And we'll go back over this and finish up the female reproductive business, the parts, and talk about that, and talk a little bit about the, continuation development, a little bit about development next time. Well, it is about time to go. Y'all have a real good Thanksgiving.